Are you good if I put my arm around you just because there's not really room on the...
No, like I said, I can't.
I cannot touch you.
I hate being physically, emotionally around you. It just makes me want to go.
We love it. Welcome to my channel today. Today we are joined with my high school girlfriend, Emma Evans.
I don't know why you went like that to me. My high school girlfriend, Emma Evans.
We're going to set the time for 12 and a half minutes, and we are just going to ask each other any sex question that we would like.
This is really good for me, actually.
And just see what happens. So,
what makes a good blowjob?
Okay, so I'm not super into giving blowjobs, but getting them when people don't use a lot of teeth. Also, when you like use your hand a ton, like you want it to basically just be a hand job with like the added fun of a mouth. It's not really like you're using your mouth a ton, because when you try to use your mouth, it doesn't feel like they can't even really feel it. What is a sex position that you were very excited to try?
Oh, cowgirl.
That's right. It feels so good.
How old were you the first time that you masturbated?
I was 10, and I was in, what's the town called? Newport, Oregon, on a road trip with my grandparents, and I discovered what porn was on that trip. So that's the first time I did.
That's so fun. Okay, I love that.
Do you watch porn?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I watched porn when I was like 10, like twice, on accident. But I've never watched porn. I've read porn. Mm-hmm. That's what I do. So yes, yeah. Okay, cool.
The amount of blushing that both of us are doing.
Yeah, we're both just like. How old were you when you lost your virginity?
I was 18, and it was in my first relationship. So
it wasn't with me though.
It was not with you. It was not. I didn't even lose my lip virginity with you because I was so.
We did hold hands though.
We did.
Have you ever 69'd?
Yes, very much so. It's not as, I would say it's not as cool as people think, like.
I feel like I would get distracted.
Portray it. Yeah, it's very like, you know what, that's what I've noticed, is in terms of porn has made sex so unrealistic that either you have to like fake that you're that into it or just not be that into it. But also, I don't know, because it also was that with my first relationship, I was way not ready to have sex when I felt pressured to have sex. Like
that'll get you. Only have sex when you want to have sex. What do you sound like when you orgasm?
Oh, fuck! Wait. Okay, what's wrong? My mom is in the room right next door, so. But I am very vocal, and especially if I know that like no one's gonna hear me, like I literally say fuck probably at least 20 times as I'm coming.
That was a perfect opportunity for you to say 69 times.
It's like, what? Okay, let's think. Do you know of any kinks that you have?
Oh, that is like a real thing. That was actually what I was going to ask you. Is talking.
Ooh, okay.
Like dirty talk. I'm like, okay, I'm like kind of into that. And then it's like slightly like me doing bondage.
Yeah, in terms of you being tied up or you
tying up somebody.
Ooh, Nick, yes.
Like,
get it?
Anytime that I like hold him down or like choke him, I'm like, like I like love it for some reason. So yeah, okay. Do you have any sexual fantasies?
Very much so. There's a few like tropes in the gay community, so I'm just gonna, people will understand it. Like the locker room one, where it's like me and this person are working out, and then like they were my gym spotter, and like as I was bench pressing, their like dick is right next to my face, and it's like, let's have sex, and then we go to the gym room and we have sex. Also, I want to have sex in a national park, outdoors in the middle of a field, like.
That's beautiful.
So badly. I've never had sex. What? 20-second story. I was in Egypt with my first boyfriend, and the first time I ever was fingered and like had my ass played with, we were in Egypt at I'm not going to say public pool because we're not like that. It wasn't like kids were around or anything. It was a pool at a hotel, but like no one else. But it was like people could have walked around. It was so hot. That
is actually way hot, is when you're like doing stuff and you're like, there are people that are like kind of close, but like not close enough.
So that for sure fantasy. Any fantasy that you have?
So people that don't know me, I'm obsessed with Halloween. It's like 90% of my like personality is like Halloween, not like October and that kind of thing. I want to have sex in a graveyard so bad. On Halloween at midnight, on Halloween, I want to have sex in a graveyard.
Do you want to be, question, is it that like you're having sex at midnight, or like would you want to like be orgasming right at midnight? I was like,
I never thought of that.
you like get possessed as you're
Oh my gosh. No, it's like midnight, it strikes and I'm like, huh, and then it like turns into like a how, and then I turn into a werewolf and then I eat him.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a sex dream about that tonight.
Yes.
So probably that one. What's like the biggest turn on for you?
Open communication and being fucked very hard. Like insanely. People who like gentle have sex, I'm like, you know what? You do you. But that is not my cup of tea. So what would you say is biggest turn off?
If anybody is grinding into me and it hits a spot that hurts.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Then I'm like, oh gosh, and it like is really triggering for me. But I feel like just like turn off in general is if anybody like burps while we're like making out.
As I was literally just about to burp to the side.
That's why me and Michael aren't dating anymore. If you could have sex with one celebrity, who would it be?
Okay, if it was like the character that's in the show, if that makes sense, like not them, Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. So not Kit Harington. I love you, Kit, but Jon Snow. Like
You kind of look like Jon Snow.
the level at which I just want him to fuck me, like very badly. But if not him, probably Little Nas. So much so, I would love to have sex with him, like so badly.
That would be wild.
Yeah, or what's his name? Laith Ashley. Man that you'd want to have sex with, and if there was a woman that you would want to do stuff with.
Oh, 1000% Gal Gadot. If she wanted to have sex with me, I would be like, like immediately. And then I like a man. Okay, this is really weird. Like my biggest celebrity crush is Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller. What's he from?
He's in Night at the Museum and Walter Mitty.
Stop.
But
Okay.
I would just, yeah.
Love it.
Why? Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, perfect.
It's just something that I want to experience at some point in my life. What's your favorite position?
Okay. Okay. Let me explain with my hands. Will you hold this?
I would love to.
So the top is laying down, which top means like the person who's using their dick.
Yeah.
You know, okay?
Yeah.
So top is laying down, and then I am basically like riding them, but then I like bend my knees, so I'm almost like,
Yeah.
And then I arch back, and then they choke me as
Wow, you gotta be flexible.
as
to
we're
do
going,
that.
and then he kind of like restrains my arms, and it's just, yeah, it's a real nice position.
So real. It's really
It's like,
Mamma mia.
I'm like, McKay, thank you for showing me that position.
Shout out.
Other things that you would be kinky about.
That would be kinky about doing stuff like in more public places. I feel like is something that like is something, and I was just like, I love this. I've never skinny dipped.
Intrigue.
Intrigue.
The plot thickens.
Next video, me and my ex-girlfriend go skinny dipping.
Okay, let's each ask one more question, and then we'll cut this video good.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
Oh, okay. What is one thing that you wish that the straight community would know about about gay sex?
Gay people literally have no idea how to have sex. As kids, we're not taught it. Like, we don't know anything. So we have to learn it from porn, which is then what I would say is the reason why the gay community is so hypersexualized, and so many of us like have to be sexual, because that's like where our almost culture came from. Like, if you don't know, your parents don't teach it to you in more like a birds and the bees kind of way, and you have to learn it from porn, then you just kind of associate being gay with porn and that whole kind of thing. And that's something that just in the straight community, people don't really realize, that like at a fundamental basis, being gay, having sex, you don't learn it from mainstream media. You have to learn it from porn. What is something that, goddamn, I burped, that you as someone who is waiting to have sex right now for later in the relationship, what would you tell them? Like, I don't know, just like your experience of that a little bit.
I think personally, for me, like in a social way, I was sexually assaulted when I was a teenager, and so for me that put a lot of anxiety and a lot of triggers into sexual relationships. And so for me, a lot of like waiting to have sex to like later on, it's really triggering for me, and like going to therapy and like working through that, but also like having like a stable foundation that like me and my partner are like really unified will help me with like sexual relationships like in the future. And so for me, that's like the reason why, you know, I'm waiting. Like I don't want to, you know, the first time that me and Nick have sex, I don't want me to like all of a sudden be like, ah! and like freak out and like have a panic attack. I want it to be like a good experience. And so I'm waiting till like I'm at like a healed enough spot that I can do that. But like I feel like even if like you're waiting to have sex till later in your relationship, or like till marriage, or till another thing, that like you should only have sex whenever like you feel like you're ready. Like you said with like your relationship, like you totally like kind of like, I don't want to sound like bad, but like jump the gun on that a little bit.
Very much so. Very much so. Gay people, listen to this. Please finish your story in one second. If you are just coming out and like Grindr is so accessible for gay people and stuff, don't have sex before you're ready to have sex. It's so fine if it takes you longer. It is so not healthy. And then the emotional trauma you have to go through from then like selling out and having sex and doing it just for your like self-worth. Ugh, it's awful. Please finish your story.
So yeah, it's just like, yeah, just have sex when you feel comfortable having sex, whether that's a social standpoint or whether it's personal, I don't know, I just had a stroke, personal or like religious, like make sure that it's something that like you want to do and that you're comfortable doing it, because like it's a really like really bonding and like special thing. So
hell yes.
Words from a waiting for sex gal. I couldn't think of what I was going to say, and then your phone was like, the camera died.
It did.
So here we are trying to end the video. So
Perfect. Yes. Awesome. If you're not subscribed, you should totally subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I also have an OnlyFans, in keeping with the sex vibe. And this past week, I found out that my car is totaled. So that's like $8,000 that I'm out. So if you want to support me in any way, I'd love an OnlyFans subscriber.
that's why I had to drive us to lunch.
Yes. So my car is totaled. So all my OnlyFans subscribers, it's meaning the world to me right now. I love you all so much. And I hope you all have an amazing day. If you want to say over and out, I don't know.
This has been great. I love this. This is so fun. Have a glorious day. Have some good sex. Wet your willy tonight.
Yeah.